This right here is the sound of the Saramonic Air wireless microphone. In an era where we have so many competing brands, giving us different products at different prices, it does make sense to get a type of microphone that does exactly what you want it to do. Now, this Saramonic Air microphone is actually very different from tons of other brands. I mean, I've used brands like the DJI Mic 3, I've used the Hollyland Lav Mic 2, I've used the Ulanzi microphones, and I can tell you comfortably well that the Saramonic Air microphone is going to be a contender for some of these leading brands. It has quite a number of features that are pretty unique and make it stand out from the rest of the pack. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to the studio, I'm going to unbox and then show you some of the features that this boy right here can offer. Let's do this. Alrighty. In the box, we have quite a number of things right here. We have 2 windshields, we have a USB-C cable, we have a pouch, we have 2 lavalier microphones, and we have 2 pop shields for both lavalier microphones. We have 2 clips for the lavalier microphones. We have a manual, a warranty card. We have an electronic horseshoe mount. This is actually for Sony. Apparently, I think they have different horseshoe mounts for different, cameras. Next to that, we have a 3.5 to 3.5 mm jack, and then we have the mic set itself, which contains 2 wireless mics, 1 receiver, a clip for the receiver, and underneath that here we have a USB-C dongle. All right, so let's get into enumerated specifics and let's see what we have in the mic set. I must be honest that this is one of the most fanciful wireless microphones I think I have ever used before. I really love the design. First, it has this silver-ish, feel to it. It has the charging slot by the side here. I mean, it's really nice. I love the fact that it's transparent, and just off the bat, you can just have a look inside and you can see the percentage of what, the charging is like. And then when you open it up, you have the entire set in there. So you have the, both microphones. Now, when we take it out, on the side of this, you can actually see where the lavalier mic goes into, and then there's a magnet at the back here. And then on the side, you have a power button right here. And obviously that's on the other side as well. And on the receiver, you have the noise cancellation button right in front of you there. And next, that's here. And then I think it's probably a mute button or something. This is the power button. By the side, you have a headphone jack, and I think the other one's for microphone. This, on the other hand, is the clip for this one right here. Yeah, this right here goes in here. Okay, you know what? Hold on 1 second. So this clip right here works for this. So I think how that works is this goes in here, and then you turn it around and there you have it. So you have the clip. Let's yank this off. Pretty clean, nice. Underneath the receiver, you now have the Type-C connector, sort of like dongle. And also with the way this is made, this can actually go right underneath the receiver right here. Let's give it a try. Yeah, so there you have it. So it goes into your phone this way, and that's basically everything, right in here. Honestly speaking, this is my trip. This glassy thing right here, I really do love it. Now, it's not glass, actually, it's plastic. So, you won't be afraid that it's going to break at some point in time, but it's a very sleek design. The transmitter of the Saramonic Air weighs 11 grams, with a sample rate of 48 kilohertz and a beat depth of 24 bit.
It has a maximum SPL of 120 decibels with 3 output modes: mono, stereo, and safety track. It has 2 noise cancellation modes, strong and light, with a frequency response of 20 Hz to 20 kHz and a latency of 25 milliseconds. The Saramonic Air has 2 low-cut filters, one at 75 Hz and the other at 150 Hz. With a transmission range of 300 meters, it has a built-in 6 mm condenser microphone and has a battery life of 10 hours. The lavalier microphone of the Saramonic Air weighs just 8 grams with a signal-to-noise ratio of 90 decibels and a maximum sound pressure level of 120 decibels with a dynamic range of 101 decibels. The Saramonic Air receiver supports active monitoring, playback without unplugging the receiver, gain control, charging whilst recording. It supports dual device output, has a 3.5 mm female connector and a USB-C slot for charging. The charging case weighs 147 grams and has an operating time of 41 hours with the screen on and 48 hours with the screen off.
Now, what you're listening to is the sound of the Saramonic Air. I'm actually wearing the microphone and I'm using the windshield. Now, I'm surprised it actually sounds this good. Why? I got a set of lavalier mic from Saramonic a few years ago, and I didn't quite like, the sound. It was pretty noisy and it kept distorting. But I think they've really improved on, their versions right now. The one I'm using, I'm actually connecting it to my camera directly. So what we're going to do next is we're going to try this on a mobile phone and let's see if the sound is exactly this good. And this is what the Saramonic Air actually sounds like when you're using the lavalier mic. To be honest, I would never have thought that it would sound this good. I mean, right now I'm not using the noise cancellation. I actually just want to have a feel of the atmosphere. And another reason I'm not using noise cancellation is it's sort of like that's a bit of processing. I prefer to do my processing in post. But to be honest, I really am satisfied with the sound of this mic. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be using it this way. I'll be wearing a shirt, but since I'm not wearing one, I just have to hold on to it. But it sounds good, really good. All right, guys, now let's talk about using the Saramonic Air on your mobile device. Now, before I downloaded this app, it gave me quite some stress. Now, apparently, there is a particular one that works. The other two I tried just didn't work. One was asking for my mobile number, but wouldn't allow me use the digits of my country. So I realized that there's one in particular that just does a fantastic job. Now, I'm recording my screen so you can actually see what it is that I'm doing. So once you've downloaded this particular one, you open it up. It says currently using Wi-Fi network. I'm using my Wi-Fi. Why it's doing that, I don't know. Good. So right now you can actually see the interface and you can actually see the volume. Now, what you have to do to gain access to the controls of the Saramonic Air is to click on this white button at the top. It shows you Saramonic Air device management. You click on that and then you see the Saramonic Air itself. Now here you can actually see all the controls. You have the noise cancellation here. I'm not using that, but let me put it on and off for you guys. So that's strong noise cancellation, that's weak noise cancellation, and that's off. I'm not using it. I don't want to use it at all. Next to that, you have the option to pick either a mono or stereo recording. Next to that, you have speaker, so you can actually hear what you're recording back on the speaker of the device itself. It's pretty small. I wouldn't advise you to use it though. Okay, so underneath that, you have two parameters likewise. You have low cut and limiter. I love the low cut. It has two options. There's one for 75 Hertz and there's one for 150 Hertz. Now, it depends on where you're recording. If you have a lot of noise or low rubble, where there's a lot of weight, you might want to use this. I'm not going to use this because I really don't need it. This place is actually good for sound. Now, next to that, you have the limiter. Now, of course, what the limiter does is it gauges your volume and makes sure it doesn't distort.
Now, I wouldn't want to do that because I always want to treat my audio in post. But if you're sort of like doing run and gun, you grab your phone, you just want to quickly record and post, then you can use that if you think you might be running into some form of distortion. I don't think that should be possible really, because you can actually reduce the volume from the device itself. Now, underneath that, you have a sort of like, meter that shows the audio going up and down. So from here, you can actually check if your volume is too loud. Underneath that, you have the RX output gain. So you can increase this if you want more volume. Now, because I'm using the transmitter 1, it's actually showing me TX1 here. Next to that, it's showing me the battery power and the connection. So basically, I can check to see if my battery is running low by looking at this device right here. And then you have the gain underneath. Now, next to that, you have the mute button, and then you have the EQ button. Now, the EQ button I really love. I'm going to show you guys without talking because I'm recording and I don't want it to mess with my recording. Now, when you put it on, you have EQ boost. You have high lift, meaning it increases the highs. And then you have low bump, increases the lows. And it's off. So, I mean, I consider that very nice, handy tool right there. So underneath that, you have Saramonic Air detail. This is where it gives you the device name, firmware version, just in case you want to update, serial number, device name, and that's basically everything it gives you here. Alrighty, so outside of that, that's basically everything about using the app. So now let's try recording on the phone directly and also hear what the audio sounds like. All right, let's have the video face me. Good, so let's do this. All right, so right now, as you can see, it's showing recording using USB. So I'm recording right here. I'm at home and I'm trying to make a nice recording. This looks good. I do hope it sounds good when I'm done. Okay, I think we can stop right now. So that's basically how to connect the Saramonic Air to your mobile device. Pretty simple, in my opinion. Now, there's another feature about the Saramonic Air that I really love. There's this device that actually came with the one that I got. It gives you the capacity to connect your receiver to this device, and then you can transmit audio wirelessly into your Sony camera. Now, this one is for Sony, meaning I don't need to use a cable. All you have to do is actually just open up the device and attach the receiver to it. Once you attach the receiver to it, you turn it around and then you wear it on the shoe mount and you instantly start seeing your audio in your camera. Point of note though, the moment you do that, you will not be able to control the volume on your camera anymore. So meaning you'd have to control the audio from the Saramonic Air device itself, meaning you have to increase your gain from here. But I think it's an awesome feature. I think this is the future. We need to get to a point where cables just have to disappear, and this is a welcome addition, honestly.
Now let's have a look at the interface of the Saramonic Air receiver. On the screen here, you have quite a number of indicators. You have battery indicators, you have the signal indicator, but there are two things here that actually got my attention first, and that's the gain structure. It has two gain structures. There's one on top and one underneath. So I suspect that one is for a transmitter, the other is for the receiver. Now, for the one on top, which is transmitter, you can actually gain it up to 9 dB. Now, to do that, all you need to do is click on this power button here and see it goes straight to that point, and then you can increase it all the way to 9 decibels. You can also reduce it all the way down if you feel it's too loud. It reduces by -6 dB, but you can increase up to 9 dB. Now, for the second gain structure, you click on this same power button and it goes down here. And you can also increase, but this time you can't go beyond 6 dB and you cannot reduce it at all. So it just stays at 0, and I find that pretty intuitive. Now, in terms of the menu, here you have noise cancellation, here you have menu, and this is the power button. Now, if you click on the menu here, it gives you quite a number of modes. The very first one is the output modes. Now, it has 3 output modes. You have mono, stereo, and safety. Now, the way the safety works is that when it's recording, it records a separate track, which is -6 decibels, just in case you're afraid that, your audio might clip. So I've left mine as safety because, it's good to always have a backup track that is not distorted whatsoever. Now, to get into the menu, all you have to do is hold on to this same menu button, and then you can actually swipe through the menus. So same thing, you have option for putting on the speaker, you have the option for putting on the limiter, you have the low cut, you have the brightness, you have backlight, you have transmitter, you have the transmitter indicator, you have the language, you have pairing, just in case, the microphone and the wireless microphone and the receiver are not paired. You can pair. You can reset it back to factory default if you think you made a mistake. And here you have the version. So it's pretty straightforward and easy to operate. Now, in terms of pricing, the Saramonic Air goes for $170, which is almost $150 cheaper than the DJI Mic 3. The DJI Mic 3 actually goes for $329. Now, this goes for $170 without the lightning cable for iPhone. If you need the lightning cable for iPhone, the adapter, that goes for like $12 extra. So you have $182. Even at that, you're saving like $147 compared to the DJI Mic 3. Now, are there disadvantages here? Let's have a look at one or two things. Now, first and foremost, it does not record 32-bit float. Take, for example, if you selected active track, it records 2 tracks. First one is the one you're recording, whilst it records another one with 6 decibels lower, which is to stop distortion, which is what 32-bit float does anyway, so that's cancelled. Then 2, what other disadvantage will I say it has? It doesn't record internally. Well, to be honest, I can do without the recording. I can record directly into my camera and use the safety track, and I'm still good to go. So the very 2 things that the DJI Mic 3, for example, would have against this, it just doesn't work. Now, I would say that the Saramonic Air is a better choice to the DJI Mic 3. Why? First and foremost, it's cheaper. 2, it gives you the option of using a lavalier mic, which the Mic 3 does not have. That's 1. Then 2, you can wirelessly transmit audio using this device. That is not available on the DJI Mic 3. So this is already futuristic looking in its approach, and I would always go for this over the DJI Mic 3. Who is this good for? I think this is good for practically everybody because it has tons of features on the inside. If you're shooting a movie, I don't know if you might want to use this because you may want some form of internal recording. But then again, there are always ways around these things if you really want to use it. This is a fantastic microphone right here, and I think this microphone would do very well. So if you're thinking of getting yourself a microphone, that is affordable and does practically everything, this right here is your best choice. And with that said, this is where I come to the end of the review. Now, just in case you haven't watched my review of the DJI Mic 3, you can use the link above and you can watch it so you can compare, between that and this so that you can make a good choice. And I think that's basically it. If you've used the mic before, please do let me know. I think the only thing I skipped out was timecode sync. I can do without the timecode sync, to be honest. So great mic, great price. All right, guys, I will see you later. Ciao.